everyone, this is Elaine. I'm coming to you today with a pretty simple earring tutorial on how to make earrings out of polymer clay. This will be the design I'm showing you today. Very, very simple. And let's get it straightened out there so you can see it all. So to make this very simple tutorial, there's a few things you're going to have to use. There we go. You're going to need some jewelry chain. I always work in silver, but if you have gold, it really doesn't matter. Any kind of nice metal shiny chain is wonderful. We need some jump rings. So, and for like jewelry beginners, well, you know, and that's where we all start anyways. Jump ring is simply a little ring like this that opens up with your jewelry tools, just like your little charms or whatever on. So we're going to need a couple of those for these earrings. You'll need to choose for your earring finding of the post that you use. I have a couple of examples here. I have hearts, and it's really important to have the loop at the end. I also have a round version with the little hoop at the end. It's very important to have that. Or you could do a wire one if you want, an earring wire. I like these a lot. I'm also using some rhinestones to decorate the earrings with. Got small and large here, really pretty, Aurora Borealis types. You'll need you're going to need one eye pin to do this, a little metal eye pin, which is different than, of course, a head pin. And in case you don't know these terms, like I always distinguish it like this. The head pins look like there's a little hat someone's wearing. It's a nice straight pin. But today we'll be using the eye pins, which just look like, of course, a little eye. For this design, you're also going to need some tools. I'm using my jewelry tools. As I've told you guys on other videos, I was doing jewelry for it's about 6.5 years, and I got sick and tired of it and moved on to polymer clay and nails and all that. But I noticed I needed some new earrings and to take a little break from my sculpting faces, which is such hard work. So I'm making myself a few earrings. These are just basic jewelry tools. Round nose pliers. Both of these barrels are just smooth and round. That helps to curve chains and such. Just some wire cutters, whatever kind you have. These are just basic. And I'm using some round nose pliers as well. Well, it's not round nose, I guess. This is curved nose pliers. I use these a lot. Okay. I'm also using a dotting tool so that when I make in my little polymer clay sculpture, I have to make a little hole to put my jump ring and such through. So I'm just using this one. You can use anything you have. You can use a toothpick. It doesn't really matter. For this earring, I am going to be using a mold. Just your basic leaf mold right there. And I'll be showing you how to do that real simply. Okay. I'll be using today this silver Primo Sculpey Accents clay. This has become my, I don't know if I've said it before, but this has become my primary choice of polymer clay is Primo Sculpey. I've used all the other ones, and this is my absolute favorite. It's fantastic. It's never too difficult to condition with your fingers, and this is fantastic. I've also been using the Primo Sculpey Gold. This is beautiful, beautiful clay. Both these, of course, are going to cook at 275, per quarter inch, okay? Just so you know if you're using that. And I went ahead and I'd made another earring using the gold. I love that gold Sculpey clay. It's just beautiful. Okay, I have other examples, of course, that I'll be showing you. Oh, my little sad, stubby little fingers. But let's see. So we'll get started. I just sort of came up with this idea in my head just a couple nights ago. I was thinking, well, what if I could do this and do that and blah blah. So to make our little leaf, all you do is whatever mold that you're going to use, whichever one you're using, all I do to help so the clay doesn't stick or anything is I spray just the teeniest little bit of water over it. Just the teeniest bit. I want to make sure that you can see this. I might back out a little. That might help a little. Okay. So I just make sure it's a little bit wet. I get some of my Cremo's Sculpey clay. Don't need much, just a pretty small mold. Just condition it a little bit with my fingers. Just work it up a little bit. You never want to put it just straight, you know, into your mold if you're not conditioning it first. And praise God, this Prima Sculpey saves me hand pain because it doesn't take much conditioning. So, and this is probably too much. I like to roll it into a ball first and then press it right over the mold. Just trying to make sure that I get it in all of the exact right places, just pushing and moving. That's it. It's very simple. It's fun. It's a very peaceful activity. Oh, I'm sorry if my bracelet, if it hits the, I got this from my beloved son, if it hits the tray, I don't notice it, so I'm sorry if it's doing that for you guys. And I never take it off, so I'm sorry, but I just can't take it off. It just means too much to me. And as you can see, it needs a teeny bit more there for the little stem of the leaf. That's okay. Just push that in there. It's not very thrilling, probably, to watch, but it is fun to do. Oh, PD, please don't bark. Okay, so once I'm sure that all the little areas are covered, thank you, Bronte. She's on standby in case PD decides to put on a little barking show. And after I'm sure it's all nice and flat, I bend my mold like this. And I pop it out gently. And lo and behold, there we go. Looks like something that took a long time to carve. And praise God for molds. Yeah. That took me what? A minute? 2 minutes? Maybe? Max? Okay. So there we have a pretty little leaf. And then what I'm going to do to transform it a little bit is I'm going to be using, and I didn't tell you guys this at the beginning, I'm sorry. I'm using my translucent liquid Sculpey. This is amazing stuff. Liquid clay is. It's just, it dries clear. It's translucent. And then what I'm going to do is I have to have something to anchor the rhinestones to the leaf. And this clay is what's going to do it. I just go all the way to the top there. It's okay if you get a little messy. It's no big deal. Oh, glory be. It's okay. It dries clear, so it's perfectly okay. And then you just take some of your rhinestones, just a few, and of course you guys can use whatever decoration you want on your earrings, anything you like. But for me, you know, I'm always about the bling. Oh, there we go. And I'm starting all the way down at the bottom of the stem there. You can use different sizes, different colors, whatever you like, of course. It's one of the wonderful things about doing this is it's anything you like, anything that you think is pretty. Okay, come on. It's a little more, I notice I'm a little more nervous doing this on camera than just sitting here in my home and doing it. Let's see. And then just all the way up. I did get these rhinestones from Diva DC Collections. It's divadc.com. Very inexpensive, beautiful rhinestones. I've given them away in nail swaps, and the ladies really seem to like them, and I think they're really beautiful. And it's just that simple. It is a little different doing it on camera, isn't it? People always say that in tutorials, and I just didn't realize it really is trying to do this. So I'm just going to zoom in a little so you can see it a little bit better. Okay. And go ahead and I will just pop that into my oven. I'm going to make a polymer clay oven. I'll put that in for the appropriate time and temperature of the clay I'm using. Get that? And actually, I forgot something, didn't I? We can't put that one on top because we have to make a loop here for your chain to go right there, for your jump ring. I mean, you don't have to attach this to chain. You can do whatever you want. But see, now it has that nice hole there to put my whatever I want through that, my jump rings or whatever else. Now it goes in the oven. I'm using this, so this will be 275 for 30 minutes per square inch, and it'll be completely done. And then when you bring it out, we'll bring out the gold one since this one's not shellacked. In my previous videos I've told you guys that the triple thick has been, it's just too thick and it dries too quickly for me, and so I've diluted it with water. Okay, so this is my triple thick. Still has some substance, but it is so much easier to work with. And so after you bring your piece out of the oven and it is completely cooled off, because of course you have to wait for all of your projects to be completely cooled off before you do another thing. Otherwise it's not completely cured, and it's not completely hardened to the strength that you need it to be to withstand what you do to it. So I like the dunking method. Maybe that's the lazy method, I don't know, but it is the one that I prefer. So I just slide on, see, onto one of my eye pins. It holds on, and then what I will do is dunk it in just once. Let it go ahead and drip right off there. And you can certainly use a brush to do it, and that is a neater application of this, of course. But then all I do is let it dry. I just put it off onto some of my paper or whatnot, and I let that dry till it's shiny and beautiful. And then of course this one has already been what I call shellacked, the one I showed you in the beginning, and it just gives it that extra sheen, that extra polish for your final product there. I love it. It's fantastic. So to be able to do this, we're going to have to get the jump ring that you see here, and we'll just keep using this gold one as an example. I have another gold one that hasn't been shellacked yet. We'll use this one. You're just going to open up your jump ring very, very easily. If you can see that okay. I'm going to pass it through my man-made hole. And then I could just attach this right now to an earring post if I wanted. Or I can attach some chain to it. So I'm just going to close that up for now. It's not completely fixed or anything, but it's closed up enough that now I can get my chain out for what I want. I'm just going to determine how long I want my earring to be, and I actually really like long earrings. Not heavy, but long. I think probably about 9, and I just count up. 8, 9. And I cut the one above it. These aren't very sharp. They're older tools that I've had for a while. Okay. I'm just so graceful. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and open up the ring one more time. I'm going to go ahead and place. Hope you guys can see all this. Place my chain right on there. And now I'm going to close these so that they meet completely. And I'm not the best at this. I'm the first to admit it. I do all my stuff by, trial and error. None of my stuff is perfect. But it is done to the best of my abilities. So, and then for the top, if I want to attach this to an ear wire, which I do, I can put that down, get my ear wire, and I'm going to go ahead and, sort of a shortcut, I'm going to open up this loop right here, because you can push this bead thing back. See that? You can push it back, and you can tell which parts of this is going to open up, or at least in what direction. I'm just going to pry that open just enough so I can slip the chain on. I just slide that chain right over it, if I can do it. Okay. Take the same round nose pliers, and I'm going to close the loop back up again. Making sure it's nice and secure. Okay, you really don't want to do what I just did. Just have to slide everything back in place, not a big deal. And you've just made yourself very quickly a very pretty, and I think it looks expensive, earring in just a few minutes. Let's close up for you. Very, very simple. Didn't cost hardly any money, but it doesn't look that way. Especially when... Oh, I'm so sorry about the clanking. I really am. I've got to find a way to maybe tape it back. But with a little of the triple thick gloss, I think that looks really, really beautiful. And I don't think it looks handmade, which is always nice. And then for this one, I put it on the post right there, the little round guy. And just in case, I mean, not these are lighter than air. It looks like it's made of metal and whatnot, and might be heavy. Oh no, it's lighter than air. But for heavier ones, I always use these. Can't remember what they're called, like lever backs, to help distribute the weight of your earring so it doesn't pull and tug on your ear. So these are great little things. You can get these very inexpensively. I got a gazillion off of eBay, and they're wonderful. I want to show you a couple of other examples that I've made. This is actually what kind of popped into my head the other night. I was thinking about it. Oh, thank you, camera. Try a little harder, maybe. I decided to make these. all I did, it's so simple. And you can do it any shape you want. All I did was take a piece of black polymer clay and after I conditioned it, make sure it's nice and smooth. I'm very partial to the teardrop shape or pear shape of jewelry. Rings, oh, gorgeous. So all I did was create a little teardrop, just like that. So easy to do, right? Create a little teardrop of clay. I went and I got one of the head pins that I showed you earlier. Remember, it looks like a hat could be on it. All I did was try to get to the middle of the bottom and gently push it through. And it is tricky. You wouldn't think so, but it is tricky to try to get it to come out exactly in the middle. Oh, yay! Look, it did. So, of course, since your clay is still uncooked or uncured, you can move it around. You can still shape it some more if you want. Like, I'm not really happy with that shape. Smooth it out. And then I do the same thing with this that you saw me do to the leaf. I apply the liquid translucent Sculpey, liquid clay, all over it. So the whole thing is covered. And you have so many options when you do this. It's wonderful. So for this one, as you can see, I just covered the whole thing in clay. In the liquid Sculpey clay. And then I pressed those rhinestones, which was no easy feat, by the way. Because of course they slip and slide on you. And I don't even know how many this took. But that's exactly what I did. I covered it. I took this on the end. Let me clip it. But it doesn't need to be too long. Whoopsie. And that went across the room. Did I hit anything, Bronte?
No.
Okay. Thank God. My round nose pliers. I need to fashion myself a little hook. So you just bend it, and you don't even have to close it yet if you don't want to. And then, if your thing gets out of shape, it's easy to get it right back in the right order. Look at that, because it's so soft. And of course, you can make any shape that you like. And I'm not going to cover this with rhinestones because, yeah, that would take a long time. Besides, you guys get the idea. So after it's on there, you made your little wire, you made your little loop, you're going to need that. And then I covered it in the liquid clay. And then I pressed all those rhinestones all the way around it. Still pretty simple, kind of tedious, And then I baked it. I brought it back out. I waited for it to completely cool. And I dunked it in my triple thick. I should have lacked it. Very, very simple. Okay. So I want to show you a couple of the other things. Well, I thought, I'd love to use my Martha Stewart glitter with this. That'd be awesome. Get it all covered in the liquid clay and then roll it around in the glitter. I'll tell you what, it works. Shockingly, it works. Let's see. I made some hearts. I have these little heart molds. I put the liquid clay all over it, and I just rolled it around in the lapis lazuli Martha Stewart's glitter. So pretty. Look at that. So easy. And then I shellacked it. It's a brand new earring. So easy. And of course, since I'm so partial to the teardrops, I can make several of those. This gorgeous glitter. And then of course, one of the best of them all is bling. Look how pretty bling is. So lovely. Just love that. And then I also Where is that mold? Okay, yeah, this is, see how this is a leaf mold I just used? Yeah. Well, then I used this one. This little sunflower one, right? And I did that with the gold clay. And then I went and, okay, there we go. And then I put just the liquid Sculpey right there in the center, and I put on all my rhinestones just right there. I also made a little hole with my dotting tool so that this could be an earring, not just a pretty little pin or whatever. Made a little hole in it. I baked it, let it cool completely, and so one day this will be another earring. So simple, so easy. Awesome. And it's sky's the limit when you've got different ideas, right? Sky's the limit. Also, they're so light. It looks heavy, it's not. They're so light, easy to wear. And then of course I'm always got to take things to the next level. So I have this mold. All these pretty, let's back out. All these pretty molds with leaves and vines and everything. Well, I like this one. So I thought, what if I tried to make an earring out of that? And voila, I did. I made a little earring. I love it. Light as air again. Looks like some big clunky earring. And by the way, I love big clunky earrings, but it's not at all. It's really light. And then what I did was, after it was out and completely cool, I decided to outline this whole thing in rhinestones and just put a few other ones. And then I shellacked it and attached it with an earring wire. So simple, so easy. And I mean, my goodness, what an inexpensive way to have more jewelry. And have it the right color that you like, and as much or as little bling as you like. So I praise God, it's a great idea, and I'm really happy with it. And so I am still sculpting and everything, and last time, showed you what I'm working on and everything, and I told you that I was really trying to create Olivia Benson for my daughter. Mariska Hargitay. So I've been working from a picture, and again, please be kind. I'm not a professional, but this is Olivia so far, or Mariska. Oh, I hate showing this. It's not done or anything, but here she is. She had her hair up in this bun for a celebrity event, and so she's got a lot more work to do to her. I'll show you guys the finished product, but Bronte likes it. Hubby. Yep. So I'll show you guys when she's all filled in and everything. But yes, of course, I'm still sculpting. And I still love it, and it's still very, very hard. And so that's just a little simple earring tutorial for you guys, and want to make some new jewelry for yourself, and pretty simple, very inexpensive. And let's see. Well, thanks for all your support, everybody, and your wonderful comments, and I really appreciate it. And thanks so much for stopping by.